Now we're ready. I've done this for how long? How many months? How many intros? I can't even get it right.
A lot of intros.
A lot of intros. Okay, here we go. All right, get the camera on me. On me. Hey, y'all, welcome back.
Sorry. My mind just went right to anchovies. Sorry.
Why? Why anchovies? What does that even have to do with anything?
Okay.
Heck of an end of the year intro. Wow. We're keeping all of this. All right. Get the camera on me. This crazy redhead, man. Jeez. All right. Hey, y'all. Welcome back to another video here on the From the Farmyard podcast. It's the end of another year of. No, this has been honestly. Let's think about this. Okay.
This is the first year, honestly.
This is the
Oh,
first whole year since our last recap. But granted, we started in October.
yeah.
So technically, we've already been doing this for a year, but this is like our end of the year recap. So
This is our
basically,
first
last
full.
year, yeah, last year when we did this recap, we had only done it for a few months because we started in October and then we did the recap end of December, January, So it's been
Half
a
month.
whole year. It has been a whole year, not just since we've started the podcast, but like just a whole year of filming, editing, podcast, everything. And we're going to go over it with you guys and give you guys a recap of what's been happening and what's been going on. If you followed us this whole time, then you've stuck around for, God bless you. Then you stuck around for all the videos. Even if you haven't watched all the videos, that's fine. I haven't even watched all the videos. And I edit them. No, but we like to do this because for us, obviously we work really hard on this. We put a lot of effort, time, and down the road, whenever we hit that 1,000,000 subscribers, because we're gonna get there someday. We're gonna get
Someday.
there
It's
someday.
gonna happen.
It may take 1,000,000 years. We might be
But we'll
dead.
get there.
Um, so we just like to do this because we like to see the progress of what's been going on and what we've gone through to get to this point. So 2023, let's do a wrap of what happened this whole year. And let's start from last year's recap. So at last year's recap, we first of all hadn't even hit 50 subscribers. Hadn't 50. 50. Okay, granted, at that time, that's still huge. 50.
Yeah.
I think I
We will
said it
probably
then
get
too.
for that.
I think I said it then too. I was like, if 50 people showed up at my door, I'd be scared. I'd be like, what did I do? Like, why are you unfollowing me? Why are you at my house? 50. Okay, we hadn't even hit 50 yet. And just looking at where we're at now, we've definitely grown. And it's really awesome to see that. So let's go through like just like a whole list of like little milestones and marker points of just this whole year. So February 21st, we jumped into one of our first tutorials. We did podcast interviews like all the way up until then. And we still do podcasts, obviously. We still do podcasts.
Um,
But we have only done podcast interview style content through Zoom and stuff for a few months, and then obviously up until February we entered into our first tutorial.
mhm.
And we really took hold of that this whole year. We've uploaded not just one tutorial, but I mean there's a few up there, tutorials, vlogs, and I think
Probably
one of
half of
our
our content this year. So
yeah,
probably about 20 videos have all been tutorials or just some sort of vlog in general. And that is a really big step for us because we're able to show you guys two different sides, but also showing you guys what your garden not should look like at that time of year, but helping you guys go through some of your milestones and getting your first squash, getting your first tomatoes, or pruning back your plants. We'll get more into that later, but we have so many different things that we introduce to you guys, and we have so many more that we are going to introduce to you guys in the coming year.
Exactly, because you got to think about it. December, we're filming our recap of the year. We're in fall already. Whenever we started the channel, there wasn't really a lot of content to film, so we just decided this is a podcast, so we're gonna film podcast style videos. And
Yeah.
we took hold of that, and we just did podcast. But finally, when it came to February, obviously down south, Zach's over there. He's like, oh yeah, February. I'm gonna just get my garden on. Like, yeah. And I'm over here like, winter. Yippee.
Getting my snow on.
Yes.
But I feel like tutorials was something that we knew we wanted to do from the very beginning. We obviously wanted to show you guys different things, and that was a big part of, I mean, we were sharing on Instagram on that time for a while before we even started the channel. And we always knew that we wanted to show you guys what was going on, and we'd seen so many different things, garden tours or whatever. So we knew we wanted to bring that to you guys. And February was the perfect time with, I believe it was starting tomato seeds indoors. And
Mm-hmm.
that was just the perfect time to jump in and also taking you guys through on a little journey. And I
Yeah.
hope you learned something during that, obviously, but a lot
It
more
was
to come.
our entryway into gardening because we had never done gardening content. We have never done vlogs and like actually filming ourselves, different perspectives, and teaching you guys hands-on learning content. We'd never done that before. We just talked. We just talk about chickens, and we talk about ducks, and we talk about gardening and how we long for spring, and then spring comes and we actually show you guys like what we're doing with our gardens, with our property, with our farm, with our animals, showing you guys just flat out what's happening. And I think
Yeah.
that was really huge for us. I think those videos did really good. So, winter, obviously, we're not going to have as much of those videos for you guys. There will be a few in between of just things we do over winter, but it's going to go back to podcast style content again. But we'll get into that later. April 1st, we did our first channel giveaway because we hit 100 subscribers in April. So from December, hadn't even hit 50, to April, we finally hit 100. That was also very huge for us because, again,
Very.
100 people, that's huge. That's huge. That 100 people want to stick around. That's the thing. See, we can get 100 views on one video. That's crazy cool. But when 100 people subscribe and they stay and they stick around because they want to see more, that's super special to us. And that means a lot just to see that support. And so thank you guys for that, for those first 100. I mean, thank you. That's huge. Also, April was a huge month for us because it was the first time we ever met in person, me and Zachary. Obviously, we had talked. You've heard our story before up on the channel, and if you haven't, we do have a video on how and why we started a podcast. If you want to check that out, we'll have it
We'll have that
linked
link
at
down
the
below.
end. We'll have it linked at the end of the video, probably. I'll try to find it.
Yeah. But that
Um,
was I mean, that was huge for us. We'd
right,
barely talked at that point. Not barely talked. We'd barely talked
exactly.
on
So
like
you got to
FaceTime.
think, come October, we film a podcast first time, never FaceTiming at all. We had talked months before that, just texting. Now, from then, we've grown our friendship, and we've now been able to talk via calls, via FaceTimes, via interviews and podcast things. We've been able to now converse and get better with our communication. The next step was, dude, we got to meet in person. So come April, we met for the first time. Y'all saw the post. We were nervous. Oh my gosh, we were nervous. Since then, we've met a bunch. We've hung out. It's as much as we can. I mean, we're
Yeah,
still miles apart, but we try to get together and hang out as often as we can because it's cool. He's a cool dude. I'm just gonna say he's a cool dude.
she's pretty cool too.
Yeah, exactly. You sounded like you were forced to say that.
I was not. She's definitely cooler than me though, in my opinion. She doesn't think so. But we also, with tutorials, we started our garden tours in June of 2023. And that was a big thing because it was a good time of just watching everything grow. And we waited till June. I would like to clarify this. We waited until June because Reagan's garden was not actively doing anything until June because it's colder up there. So we had all of that planned in advance where garden tours were not coming out until both of us were ready. Both of us were doing what we can do and just really where one of us is not posting because I could have started garden tours in April, but I that wasn't fair to either one of us to
Exactly.
do that. So we waited, we held off, and I
Right.
feel like that was the best decision because I mean, it's not that bad. And also the garden doesn't really pick up for me in growth and everything until that point anyways. So it really was a perfect decision. We celebrated our 1 year anniversary in October. We
This is a
can
huge
leave that
jump.
video.
Obviously, you got to think we're going from June clean to October. Whole summer packed full of content. We brought you
Yep.
guys a lot of vlogs, lots of tutorials, and you guys really liked that. That spiked. We really enjoyed our summer. One of the best summers I've had in a long time. I'm really looking forward to next summer for sure. Because garden tours are coming back. We're gonna keep doing garden tours because you
Yeah.
guys really like them and you like to see what's happening. And obviously for us as well. Again, it's a recap and it's for us to see a progression of how we're doing through the years, of how we've done our building up the process. It's just super awesome, super cool, and definitely more garden tours coming soon. So from summer clean through, here we are now at October celebrating 1 year anniversary of the podcast. And that
And
was
that's what our
crazy too.
garden tours really are. It's in 4 or 5 years we can look back and be like, I have a bad squash year this year. I had a really bad squash year. The squash is just an example,
Mm-hmm.
but a really bad squash year back then. So we can look back and we can be like, is it worse than that? What did I do? Like, all of this stuff, but you can try so many different things. And it's like, what worked best instead of going back through all of those
Exactly.
options again and watching, hey, I planted my corn the same time this year as I did 2 years ago. Why does it seem a little stunted to me? And then looking back on the video, I'll be like, oh, that's not stunted. That's just how it was. Or different scenarios like with too much rain, drought, stuff like that.
Honestly, our whole process of YouTube is that though. It's for us to see what we've done through the years, but it's also for you guys because if you guys are struggling with the same problem, or you guys want to learn, or you guys want to be educated, then you can see what we're doing. You can learn from our experiences, from our losses, from our wins. You can see what's happening from our perspective. And being able to share that on the platform, it's just super neat. And we're super blessed to be here and to be able to do this for you guys. And we're excited for the next year. But let's get through this year's recap first because
Yeah. Back to what we were talking about before all of that. Celebrated 1 year anniversary in October. If you've been with us for any amount of time, you've seen that video. If not, we'll have it linked below, like we said. But it really was just celebrating 1 year of podcasting. What had we done? What videos were our favorites? What do we wish that we would have changed, maybe? Just different things like that. We also, in October, Reagan is showcasing it right now. The
I figured it'd be kind of cool to put it on. You guys have
I
seen
was
them
gonna wear
before. You guys have seen them
the
before. It's obviously backwards now, but it's from the farmyard. We made basically our own sweatshirts and t-shirts.
yeah, and these are not for sale as of yet. We have plans for that in the future, but not anytime real soon. So we will, of course, announce all of that. But if you're looking for it, just stay tuned.
Mm-hmm.
It'll happen eventually.
Exactly.
Um, we also attended the HOA
That was
conference,
huge.
which was amazing, and definitely an amazing year to go. I wish that I could have gone to every single one of the conferences, and I wish
Mm-hmm.
it was more like a week experience instead of just a
A
small little
weekend.
weekend. Like, you pack everything into it, and it's just so wonderful
Yeah.
to experience. So We have a whole video on that if you guys want to see that. We have some clips, some funny moments in there for sure, and
Exactly.
a bunch of other stuff. So
Yeah.
go ahead and watch that if you want. Last one I'll cover is starting a blog. We did that. We got back from HOA, which we talked about in the HOA video, but we were really motivated to just do something,
It
just to
was
start.
super inspiring. It was so inspiring to see all these other farmers, gardeners, homesteaders get together, that form of community. It was so great that we were just inspired by other people that we watched, that we talked to, and we decided, you know what? Let's jump into a blog.
We are very avid writers. You can probably tell by our Instagram posts. We write what we feel. We both write poems, but we also both try to make things flow the best we can. We try to tell a story with each piece of writing that we're doing. No piece of writing really stands on its own. It might be part of something larger, but it's woven together so intricately that it's its own work. And that's what we really try to showcase. But also not just poems and stuff like that. We try to do something that's fun, educational, and also inspiring for you guys because we know what it is. We're in the middle of winter right now. I better this year and better through a lot of stuff, but winter is a hard time for a lot of gardeners and things and gardeners, homesteaders, everything because it's forcing you into a downtime. So
Yeah.
that's why we try to do this stuff and we try to have the videos. We have garden tours. That's another reason we did garden tours is that when we were in the middle of winter and excited but not wanting to plan just yet, we could look back on those videos and be like, that was wonderful. And then we use it in our planning process and everything. So it was
Mm-hmm.
really is just a bunch to starting everything that we do.
Right. So now basically we're going to get into some numbers, some YouTube analytics. If you're a YouTuber, you know what these are. These can be good and these can also be bad. But for us this year, they weren't great, but they were definitely a step in the
We
right
don't look
direction.
we don't look at those things. I'm pretty sure it's a thing that all YouTubers stay away from is looking
Yeah.
at analytics
Especially when
because
you're in the beginning phase. It's like
exactly.
it's not a lot of growth. It's not a lot. And to those who are going to hear these, you know what? It might not be a lot, but to us, it's
It
huge.
means the world.
And
Yeah.
we're grateful. And, we're just a small YouTube channel right now, but we have goals and we're not giving up. Just because you guys don't like our content, we're still going to be here popping up on your For You page. You're going to be like, oh, they're still going? Yeah.
We'll be 85 years old and still doing this. So
I'm
you're
getting
not
this I'm getting this written on my tombstone.
for sure. I
It's gonna
want
be
just
like
from the barnyard. I'm gonna get it. Y'all will. I'm just gonna say y'all are gonna know when I die. It's gonna be like those cloud writers who write the things in the cloud. It's gonna be huge from the farmyard, just everywhere. Banners, fireworks,
How are
confetti. The
you
whole.
gonna do that when you're dead though?
That's when you set up beforehand.
Oh. So Zach dies and you start seeing from the farmyard in the sky. It's not Jesus, it's just Zach.
We'll be on the news. Crazy podcasters.
You think the Lord's coming back, but nope, it's just Zach.
It's podcast celebrating. Just getting it.
Oh gosh.
This
Okay,
is what it's about.
let's get into the numbers. So here we are in December. We hit 200 subscribers.
And that
That's
happened
great.
the other day. For when we're filming that just happened the other day.
Exactly. Beginning of December. So we've definitely grown since April. And that's them summer uploads, y'all. That's them garden tours. That's those tutorials, those vlogs. I'll tell you, we had a spike. People wanted to see that. They wanted to see more hands-on content. I don't think people want to stick around for 30-minute videos. I'm not going to lie. But hey, if you do, they're on Spotify. You don't have to watch the video. But it's on Spotify. We're just turn it on your phone and don't watch. I don't want to watch me talk. Not really. But like, If you want to, the video options here on YouTube. If you don't want to, check us out on Spotify and Google Podcasts. We're there. Next, this is really cool. Y'all, we've been on the grind. We've been cranking out content nonstop this whole year, since December to December 2023. We have published 73 videos. That's a lot. Pretty much every single Saturday, we were uploading content. I don't think we missed, but maybe 5 Saturdays at the max. It was definitely under 10.
Yeah. I mean,
It was definitely under 10.
That's what we wanted to do, was just post within our perimeters of Saturday uploads and shorts on shorts and or reels, if we're talking about Instagram too. Doing that, just posting those things and really having more content, but also a shorter style video. Reagan's done a bunch of tutorials. We will get into that. And we've done some funny ones. We've been all over the spectrum on that, but we really try to include a range of things in content.
Yeah, and like especially with subscribers, we grew that too. Obviously, we said just hit 200. We've gained 177 of y'all. Y'all are joining the army. 177 in the past year. Like, thank you again.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And we don't know the specific stats on this, but like Instagram followers, we also gained like 70 some followers. That's good. That's good. We don't do a lot on Instagram. So like those of you who check out our content once in a while and want to stick around, I mean, I hope we do better next year. I'm sorry that's kind of dead. We put a lot of work and effort into our YouTube. That's all I'm saying. A lot of work and effort into our YouTube. We forget about social media. But next year, we're going to better that. Most viewed video was at 653 views for this year. Our past year, like just that month or so, I don't think we've had one go that high yet. But like just in that past, you can watch that last recap. And I think we had one, it was definitely up there in the hundreds. And I think it's gone up. I feel like it's gone up since then. Some of those older videos still get viewers. It's weird.
But we're talking about within the past, from January to now, what videos. And so 653 is not bad. I mean, it's not what it could be, but also that's really good for a video, especially for a channel that's still in its infancy stage, to be getting that. That's really good.
Yeah. People are still liking, people are still commenting under, asking questions, like,
comment your questions. If you have any videos you want brought to the channel, leave them down below and we will get to them. If you have anything you want brought to the channel, I think I just said that, then leave them below. We will get to them and we can film those videos, and we want to teach you guys what you want to know, not just what we're wanting to teach or what we have experience in, and we will try to fill little corners.
Exactly. And then we've uploaded shorts on YouTube. I haven't looked at reels on Instagram. Like I said, we don't get a ton of views on those. But shorts on YouTube, our one short is at 5.1k views. That's crazy cool. So thank you to everybody who checked that short out. Super awesome. And then Spotify, Google Podcast, we have around 70 some listeners. I don't really know the statistics on that one. I just know it's there. It says like 77 listeners. I don't know if that's actually listeners or if that's just like how many people listened.
Yeah.
I don't know. But what I do know is that our YouTube is doing better than our Spotify. So guys, go check out our Spotify, because you can listen to them all there. Listen to them when you're in the car. Listen to them when you're at work. Don't get fired, and don't crash into any other vehicles if you're listening in the car or you're doing this at work. That's my only advice. But
from
just
laughter,
saying,
it would be some laughter, honestly.
just saying, it's an option if you want to. Just don't do anything illegal. One, and don't do anything that could get you fired.
Exactly.
We do not give any bad advice here on the well, actually, I can't actually say that we've never given bad advice. I don't know.
Reagan has never given bad advice. Zach has given bad advice.
Okay, maybe we can say that.
Yeah. So
Zachary has said some pretty outlandish things on this
I
podcast.
but that really concludes what we've done for the past
The
year.
recap of all the
The recap part, yeah.
statistics and the analytics. That's all the numbers and stuff for the whole year. And it's been great.
Very good. We're incredibly grateful for all of you guys, as we've said. Just really excited for the coming year, obviously, but also wanting to give you guys what you want to see, but also still staying true to our to what we wanted this podcast to be, which is educational and
Exactly.
inspirational for all of you guys. And that really gets us into it's a good little segue into next year, our plans and goals
For
for
2024.
for 2024. It's crazy, y'all. 2023 has gone by so fast.
I still think
What
it's
excited.
2017.
I
I'm
wish it
still
was
living.
2017 again.
Honestly.
um,
2024 about to be crazy. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah, a lot of things. But one of the big things, and we've talked about this before here on the podcast, we are going to be doing interviews, not just an interview here or there. We are going to have a bunch of interviews scheduled from around January 1st. Well, not exactly January 1st, but the first Saturday. Through about March or April, we're going to have some of
Mm-hmm.
our own content sprinkled in throughout just to kind of break them up a little bit. But did we want to go into who, or do we leave people guessing
Leave them
until the
guessing.
interview comes
Leave
up?
them guessing. Because we
All I'm
only
going to
have
say,
so many right
yeah,
now, but I'm excited.
I am too. We have some people you guys have probably seen before, and people that you might not know who they are, but you'll know who they are after that. You'll know who they are after this.
Exactly.
Um, but but these interviews. We have filmed a few of them. They are worth checking out. They bring so much to the table, stuff that we don't know about, and just bringing a whole new
Aspect
area.
and yeah,
Exactly. That
exactly.
we just
Because
cannot cover because we don't know what we're talking
exactly. And
about.
that's kind of why we did it. Because for one, it's overwintering. Not a lot of gardeners, homesteaders are doing much over the winter. So we kind of took advantage of this time to get in touch with other people because we're like, okay, this is a downtime. We know you're going to be busier in harvest season and in growing season. So let's get you when it's time to rest and you're waiting for the spring. So that's huge. But the other reason we did this is obviously we can only tell you guys so much from our experiences. Obviously, we only want to teach you from our experiences because we're not going to teach you stuff that we don't know about, that we're not educated about. So with that, I can't teach you about how to take care of cattle. I can't teach you how to grow specific plants in specific zones. I can't teach you how to do certain things because I am not educated in that area. But with the
Yeah.
interviews, we're bringing on a bunch of people who are educated in those areas that you may be interested to learn about. If you're
And we have
interested
people,
in doing certain things, bees growing things in different climates in different zones, we can talk about, raising meat rabbits, goats, cattle, whatever. It's going to be on there and it's going to be good.
and we have so many. I mean, this is not just we're not just focusing on our areas. Like it'd be good with just doing people around us. We did not do that. We have people from Washington State. We have people from Maine. Pretty sure we have somebody from Arkansas or at everywhere that you can possibly imagine. We've
Yeah,
pulled people from just trying to get a better
all
perspective
across the US.
of how they're gardening, how what they're doing differently than what they're doing with us. So if you guys are in an area that's similar to that, you can put together some things. You can be like, okay, so they're most similar to me. They're growing in an area that gets very little rain.
Mm-hmm.
This is what they do, and how are they successful? And that's really
Exactly.
what we want to teach you guys how to do is be successful, but also how to live this lifestyle, how you want to live it, not according to somebody else. We can give you 100 different things, but you can only take what you want to do. I'm not telling you go out and grow 100 pepper plants if you're not going to eat peppers.
Yep.
Grow what you want to grow, raise what you want to raise, and do the things that you want to do.
Exactly. Um, Continuing blog posts. We want to keep those up, do better with those. Obviously, like we said, focusing a lot on YouTube this year. Now
Yes.
that we have it down packed, like what the system looks like, we can really focus on, okay, we need to do more blog posts. Along with that, we need to work on social media and doing more live streams than we have been. So
Yep.
focusing in on those, tiny but major things as well, that'll just help us grow in content and followers and viewers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
um we also want to host our own giveaway, a few giveaways if we have to, just
Yep.
to do something for y'all, because y'all have been awesome for us and we want to just repay the favor and get y'all something nice, and also again reaching out to other people and growing our content as well. So
And it won't be just we'll announce all of these in enough time so it's not like we're announcing it after they've ended or anything. You will
mhm,
know if you're keeping up to date with stuff. Um, some of these giveaways will be just by ourselves. Some of them will be with other collaborators and things like that, just to
yep,
get you guys just something else.
mhm,
So, bunch of things coming with that. We will, with that, we will be continuing to crank out content.
yeah,
That's what we've been doing here. 73 videos in the past year, but we're going to be continuing that. We're going to hopefully get more than 73 videos this year. We're going to be doing even more tutorials, even more everything we've talked about. We're going to be doing more of that and just trying to better everything for you
yep,
guys
exactly.
because what we want to do.
Mhm. We're also
And
changing. This is
yeah,
new. This is new. We're switching things up. Come 2024, channel's gonna look a little different. If you haven't noticed already, there's been a few minor changes here, but not many. I don't think you can really notice it yet. But we're changing the logo a little bit. We're changing our thumbnails, changing the intro. We got a new mascot. His name is Bill.
Bill.
You'll see him in due time. His name is Bill for a reason. If you didn't guess, it's a duck because we like to
If
go with
you
the duck theme.
Yes, if you want to actually see him in a little bit about who he is, um, we have a post on Instagram talking about Bill, and it's
Mm-hmm.
pinned. So if you want to see that, go look at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
It'll teach you
that's
a little bit
something.
about him.
Yeah, when we are doing this, also because I don't think we have it on our list, um, we are filming content way out. So we have videos coming up that we filmed a month or two ago that are going to be coming up in January or February, whenever. So it's gets a little confusing, but we also have to. But so we're changing things. So if anything doesn't align properly with
What we're
like
saying with when it comes out.
exactly, and with like Bill, like some of our content, we know Bill isn't going to be in that, like in intros,
Mm-hmm.
because we've already filmed those videos,
Right.
and it's easier for us not to go back and change things. Would it look a little nicer? Maybe, but we're not going to go through that all of that, just do that, but it still
Yeah.
looks nice. Our original
You'll
intro
see
was
it
something to be proud of.
exactly.
So we're going into that, and just so if there's any differences, it'll all get pushed out probably by
It'll
mid-March,
come. It'll
where
come
it's just
eventually.
exclusively that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
be on the lookout for that. But if there's
Coming
any questions,
changes.
that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we want to, well, one of the goals that we have for this coming year is reaching 500 subscribers on YouTube. I fully believe this is possible. We got
A
about
hun-
200,
177 within the past year.
177, so almost 200 with that. I really believe. So you
On
guys,
the really honestly, the reason we think this is really possible is because one, we're gonna be pushing out more content with garden tours, keeping those going, more tutorials, obviously through the summer you guys like that. But we really hope that interviews are gonna also be a good way for us to reach other people. Just by people
yeah,
looking up maybe that specific person and then
mhm,
seeing an interview with us and then clicking on that and bringing their viewers, their followers onto our channel and saying, maybe they have the same interests and they talk about the same things that we like, and
yeah,
bringing on like new followers and new viewers to check out our content. And I think with the interviews that we'll have coming in, 500 seems completely feasible because honestly we've hit 177. this has only been our first year of doing this. We're still going. We got a lot of plans. I think it's possible.
I really do think, I believe that we're going to break 700 or 700. I believe that we're going to break 500 and beyond that this year. But I feel like 500 is the safe bet to be like, okay, well, I know we can get through that instead of me jumping automatically to like 1,000 subscribers or something like that. It's feasible maybe for this year. I hope that's what happens, but 500 is just on the safe side.
We're setting the bar. We're setting the bar. Last year, all we wanted to do was reach 50, y'all. All we wanted to
And,
do was reach
and we did
50.
that.
And
We
we've
did that.
we've smashed that. So we're setting the bar at 500. Y'all, if this video comes out, share it with your friends. Maybe we can get 500 in a few weeks. Who knows?
Share on Facebook.
Nah, we're willing to work. We're willing to work for
Anything.
this. We've been working for this process for, obviously a whole year now, over that. And we're willing to put in the effort. We're willing to work because, this is something we love. We love doing this and we love to be able to educate y'all. So, yeah, 500.
Accomplishing that
that's the goal. That's the goal.
Getting it on our own and not just getting it because of something else from somebody else. Like, not it handed to us, really, but
right.
I mean, we're going to work at this because this is what we really want. Also, with the 500 on YouTube, forgot the name. Don't know why, but on YouTube, we also want to we would like to get to 300 followers on Instagram, because I feel like that would be really cool. It's not really a big milestone or anything. I mean, it's a milestone for us, but it's not like YouTube where you unlock different points, but I feel like that's completely feasible as well. I believe we could fully break that even and get way past that. But again, playing on the safer side of just being like a goal that we
manageable.
Yeah. It's a good goal.
Right. Because honestly, we've only reached 100 this year. We've only just hit over 100 followers on Instagram. We haven't done too much on there. The goal is to hopefully try to post more, do more stories, more live streams, and get more viewers that way. But like we said, really been focusing on YouTube this whole year. We just really poured a lot of effort into our YouTube channel, and I think it paid. I think it paid off, honestly.
I mean, we've been trying to work out any kinks and anything, and I feel like we've fully done that. We've got filming down pat. We know how to do interviews. We know how to handle that. She was good at editing before, but she's gotten so much better with editing and just really creating things. I think the revamping of the channel is not an end to that, but a closing for the YouTube period and opening up into the blog posts and Instagram and keeping up on our Facebook group. If you guys want to be a part of that, from the Farmyard podcast, search us up on Facebook, and you're more than welcome to join. But there's so many different things, and that was really a closing period. We're still going to be doing YouTube. We're not going to stop that because this is what we want to do. But it's really, we figured out everything that we can figure out with it. And if the time comes when we need to take a break and only focus on YouTube for a little bit to get ahead or whatever, YouTube's top priority. Everything else is underneath of that in a sense, but it's still grouped together in the same category where it's all important. And we want to get to that. Like, we haven't completely stopped posting on Instagram. We posted on Instagram. Hasn't been as much as we like to. Would it have been whatever? No. But you go through those periods and we know what we need to do differently. We know we need to get ahead with content, which is what we've been trying to do, which we really stayed on top of doing that this past year, where we've really been on top of content. I think maybe once or twice we were like, we need a video for this weekend, but it wasn't like we realized in enough time where we weren't filming like the day before or something like that. So just really doing those things.
Right. And along with analytics, like we said about watching the numbers and stuff, just from the statistic side of things, obviously, I think for us, we really want to see our returning viewers status grow. Right now, it's only at about 25 to 30 returning viewers every episode. And that's still great. But it's been that basically the whole year. Some videos, yeah, not great. But other videos, usually we have 25 to 30 returning viewers. Next year, I'd like to see that at like 100. I'd like to see at least like 100 returning viewers every single video. Obviously, some
And we
videos are going to flop, obviously. But returning viewers, just to see those people keep coming back, to keep people in the loop that, they want to watch this and to see that, I think that would be a really good goal for us as well.
Yeah. And I mean, you said it. Some videos are just gonna not do as great as we think they are. Maybe we do it and we're like, oh well, this one's probably not going to do the best. But we're gonna get that content out because there's somebody out there, even if it's one person, somebody is gonna watch that video and be inspired to do something greater. Like when we're talking about our example here, just our permaculture plans, that's teaching people how to do things from their farm and not going out and buying new resources every single time you need to do something. It's using what you have, being creative. That's what we're about on the channel, is being creative
Right.
with everything that we do and using your spaces effectively, really implementing permaculture plans of crop rotations and succession planning, getting as much as you can out of your space without overtaxing it. And we both do really well at that. And we want to teach you guys how to do the same things, and just to really, we're by no means as efficient as we could be, but we are quite efficient. I feel like we're not beginners at all. We know what we're doing. Not masters. We've talked about this before. I would never consider myself a master in anything. I just know kind of what I'm doing. I know a little bit, but it's things like that where we just want to teach you guys, and putting a bar to be like, this is the top of where you can go. Don't put a limit on it, because now you're closed in. You can't go above that. And we really try to teach you guys that, to think outside of the box, but also go above and beyond the box of doing anything. Front yard gardening. I want to do front yard gardening so bad, y'all. You don't even know. Not my decision. Not my decision, but like front yard gardening. That would be totally feasible for somebody who has a front yard. And that's a lot of you, I hope, unless you live in an apartment. Apartment gardening may be for you. Video coming soon. But like you can do so many things, and we just want to teach you guys. None of my inspirational speech. This is really confusing. It's either light or dark.
So, guys, end of the year 2023 coming to a close. With that, like we said, with the revamp of the channel, it's also a close of a part of us, our beginning, our logo. It's who we started as, and we were super proud of it. And I'm still proud of our original logo. I still am. It's definitely a piece of us that we've grown to know, we've grown to love. It's our ducks, that's Mama Duck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie, or whatever their names are. I don't know. I don't think we ever named them, but now we did.
No.
Mama Duck, Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Yeah. End of a year.
But
We're saying bye to them.
yeah, but we're just
It's
because we're changing
opening.
things, does it mean what?
It's closing a door, but we're also opening a new one and
No,
opening it
exactly. Yeah.
into a new year. It's
Mhm.
change. Change is weird. Change can be good though. And I think this is going to help our channel a lot because, you want a really appealing logo and you want people to look at it and be like, whoa, that's cool. And when you guys see Bill, I think you're going to think that. I think you're going to think
You
it's
want
cool.
to stand out amongst other,
Yeah.
like our yellow. Our yellow stands out.
Yeah. Try walking around a homesteaders convention in that bright yellow. Yeah.
People are
People
probably
going to
looking at
see
it,
you.
I can't even see. Like, it's just so bright.
Yes.
It was, I mean, we stood out. We weren't just standard black. We weren't a dark maroon or whatever, or a white.
Exactly.
We chose something that would stand out, and that's what we chose from the very beginning. We
And
chose
that's still
ducks that are like,
staying. That's still
exactly, and
staying. The duck's still staying. The
we
music
chose
is still staying. We're not
it's
going anywhere. You still got the
no,
same quackheads. We're still
exactly.
here.
But you guys are just not you guys. We are doing this to welcome in a new era of we've had a year, we've grown. This is what we're gonna do, and this is what we really think can happen from it. And Bill's honestly here to stay. No matter what we do with Bill, Bill is here to stay. We love Bill. It's just a lot of good can come from this, and only good.
It's
There's not really any bad that could come from changing something.
I mean, people may not like it. They could unsubscribe, but that'd be sad. Don't
Just
do
from a
that.
logo, y'all. Just from a logo. We're still idiots.
Hey, don't drag me into that category.
I am still an idiot.
No,
No,
no.
but we,
Quackhead's
I mean,
better.
we're the same blackheads
That's a
is.
better.
We're the same people who've been here all along from
Exactly.
the very beginning. I can go back to our first videos. I look a lot different. We
Don't
all
watch
look,
the
don't
first
look.
video.
No,
Don't. No, no,
we'll
no,
do
no, no,
some,
no.
we'll figure something out with those older videos, but
Don't
they're
watch
still
them.
going to be there for you guys to watch if you want to. But we're still the same people. It's not like we're changing who we are for this. This is
Exactly.
always who we are. We're just redesigning.
Exactly. We're
Like
putting in
living
a
in a
lot
house.
of effort.
Yeah.
We're putting in a lot of effort, putting in a lot of time. Still the same content, still the same people. Just a little bit of a change. But that's comes with the new year, y'all. 2024. It's gonna be a heck of a year. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm just praying the Lord keeps us alive and safe. And
There's a lot of, I mean, yeah, this new year, we could talk about so many things with this next year, but
that's for
we
another
know that
video.
next year is going to be
Another
exactly
time.
next
Exactly.
video. But the next year is going to be fantastic no matter what happens. We've touched briefly on some things, but that's just a small percentage of what we've mentioned interviews. Y'all, if you want to see who, which you're going to want to see who, there's some good people, very, very good people. So just saying, might be a little biased, but I'm saying if you
It's
want to
gonna
come
be
back,
good. It's gonna
it's
be
gonna
good.
be a lot of people. Like we filmed a few, and those interviews are fantastic. We asked so many questions. We asked questions we think you guys would want to ask. If there was something that we weren't sure of, or that we weren't 100% sure that you guys were going to be sure of, we asked those questions, and I really hope that's apparent in those. I mean, wouldn't you say so? Like anything that we thought that anybody would ask about,
Yeah.
we asked people to
Lots of good
oversimplify
information.
things. And
Lots of good
also
information.
with the interviews, it's also just starting. Like we have people who've been doing this forever. We have people who've been doing this shorter times than we have. We have people who've been doing it about the same time as us. So it's everything. We have everything. We're going to cover everything. We got so much. So much. It's just wonderful.
2024 is going to be big. 2024 is going to be big. So we hope you guys stick around for more content, and we hope we just, continue to grow, and, we'll see what the new year brings. But I think that's everything for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the support over the past year, and we hope that you stick around for more videos. We love you guys, and we'll see you all